Welcome along. We are live from Berlin for the Rad Race Last Man and Woman Standing. One of the most exciting events I've got to say that we covered on GCN Racing last year. If you like your racing fast, action-packed with just a little sprinkling of nuts on top, if fixed gear racing couldn't get any more exciting than it is, we take it indoors to a 430-meter twisty go-kart track. Yep, you heard it. We go right down 8 rider heats. It's an elimination race. If you've seen that on the velodrome, last riders get eliminated. 4 riders going through, 8 in the final until we have the last man or woman standing. This is how it works.
The Rad Race Last Man Standing is a fixed gear race with no brakes. Around a 430-meter go-kart track navigating narrow curves and short straights. With 7 left and 3 right turns, 128 men and 40 women will take to the tarmac. Starting off in heats of 8 riders with an elimination on every second lap. The 4 fastest riders will make it through to the next round. In the final, the 8 riders will compete against each other until there is only 1 rider left standing.
There you have it, and a great graphic there that shows you an aerial shot of the track here. So it's very, very technical. We have had out there today our very own Hank. James Losley Williams has been racing in the earlier heats. Unfortunately, he hasn't made it through. And also, Fabian Cancellara was on the start list. He didn't make it through his heat, but Manon Lloyd is racing for GCN this evening. I'm joined by Stephan Schaefer, fixed gear racer, who is going to jump in and out of our coverage throughout this evening. Welcome, Stephan. We've got to say, fixed gear racing, we love it out on the big criterium circuits. Taking it indoors to this 430 meter track, this is something altogether different.
Pretty unique, and it's all about tactic and acceleration and cornering, and I can't wait to get the race starting.
Right, let's talk through. For anyone that's tuning in this evening to watch the Rad Race, they might not have seen fixed gear racing before. They might have seen it on the velodrome, but it is a growing scene around the world, isn't it? The Red Hook crits are very famous. We have the Thunder crits in the US. I know it's a big scene around the world.
Yeah, that's right. It's getting more and more professional, and you have races all over the world, and it's always a great atmosphere for the riders and the spectators, and yeah, it's just fun to racing there.
Yes, if you're tuning in this evening and watching this, it's a fixed gear criterium, so no brakes. Got that fixed gear. And Stephan, that kind of throws a different style of racing up as well, because when you come into these tight twists and turns, we'll see riders just scrubbing off the speed and using that fixed gear and just kicking back on the pedals and sliding the bike out to slow down going into the corners.
Yeah, that's right. It's like I said, a lot of techniques, and it's all about the right gear and the right choice, and also the right feeling for the turns and the right tires as well.
So what sort of gear are we looking at the riders will be using this evening generally?
I think they will ride like 65 inches, which is about 46 chainring and like a 19 cock in the back. So 46, 19 could be the gear of choice for most of them.
And in terms of tyre choice, what are we looking at here? Is it the same in fixed gear crits, especially like this, the wider the better?
I talked to a lot of people, and some decided to ride a wider tire, like 32, but most of them, like 28 millimeters, should be the minimum, because you have more surface and less tire pressure, which gives you more grip in the turns.
And in terms of that pressure, that's quite important on a circuit such as this. Tire pressure, do we take that down a little bit on a circuit like this?
Yeah, if I would ride there, my choice would be like 4.5 bar, which is, I think, like 70 psi or 65 psi. So pretty low.
Yeah, definitely. Right, let's have a look at the circuit. We've got a rider's eye view of the circuit. Let's take you around that. So, Stephan, let's just talk through this. We're getting a good view of the start here, and we come out of that and very quickly into the twists and turns. There's not an awful lot of places to pass, so you've got to get a really good start.
Yeah, the start is in this race the most important part because you have to take a good position, like first or even the second position, because the course is so narrow and so tight that it's pretty almost impossible to overtake. Only if the rider in front of you makes a mistake, but otherwise you have to choose the inside or the outside, which is both they're dangerous. So yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, we just see coming in there, and we'll see that quite a lot as the races go on here, trying to kind of, as we would say, dive bomb each other on those corners, just to try and get that inside line.
Yeah, right. Dive bombing would be on the program or on the menu today, because otherwise you just stay behind the rider in front of you if he's not crashing. So yeah, it's a lot of intense racing tonight.
We see, again, this is a great view because we see the rider in front of us. And normally on a circuit like this, if you were riding a road bike, you can freewheel through the corners. So riders on this sort of thing, you're looking to, do you ride the shorter cranks? Are you looking to try and ride as low profile pedals as you can?
So the crank should be 165, not longer. Otherwise, your goal should be to touch the ground. So 165 should be the cranks. And the pedals, I would ride Shimano, but I think some guys riding speed play, so you have more space to the ground. So yeah, 165 cranks is the main.
Okay, so we mentioned a little bit earlier on that Fabian Cancellara was actually on the start list. So Hank and Manon are both over there for GCN, and Hank took the opportunity to catch up with Fabian Cancellara a little bit earlier on.
Fabian, how are you feeling going into the last man standing?
A bit nervous. Still, there's no brakes on it. So I found out doing my warm-ups and my experience on the laps, how to brake with your legs, with the crank, and to push and this and that, and yeah, that's a good thing. But for me, it's a unique experience, and I'm looking forward. And on the end, whatever thing it comes, whatever, I want to have an amazing experience, and I'm looking forward for that.
There you have it, Fabian Cancellara. Unfortunately, in the rough and tumble of his heat, there was a few crashes in Fabian's heat. He went down as well. He unfortunately didn't make it through. But even still, Stephan, it's so important for the scene, isn't it, to have someone of the caliber of Fabian Cancellara turning up to race.
Yeah, that's a great experience for the scene. Like Ivan Cortina also rode a Retro Crit in Milan and even won it. So it's always nice to see that such a underground scene, which is growing, but that World Tour riders are competing in the scene it's a great compliment.
Do you think this, again, looking at the way cycling is evolving and the way cycling is going with gravel racing and fixed gear racing can form part of that riders are just looking for to maybe get back to their roots a little bit more and fall in love with riding the bike again?
Yeah, it's just, I don't know what it is, but the riders, they are just overwhelmed for racing everywhere with a fixed gear, and it's just not only riding a bike, it's even more because you have only one gear and no brakes, so you have to be always focused, and yeah.
So we'll go down to the race. Don't forget to subscribe to GCN Racing. You can hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything. Get involved in our community here on GCN Racing. Hit that bell icon as well so that you're notified every time we upload a new video or we go live. And there's lots of live racing to come on the channel. We're getting ready to go down to the racing. You can see that the riders are down on the start. Last year, last man standing was Augusto Riatti, and he was the winner, the last man standing from Team Supernova. Riders just taking a lap here. Alec Briggs was up there, the Tekkers rider, famous British rider, was up there. Tobias Hochner was in the final. He was third last year. James Losley-Williams was fourth. Stephan Scott getting into the final. Lucas Newman, Jonas Fischer and Jan Koutny. They were up there last year. Margot Vigie took the women's race. So she was the last woman standing ahead of the previous year's winner, Carla Sommer. Margot Vigie taking a tumble in the 2018 edition of the Rad Race. And she took the title last year. She is back to defend her title. Francisca Campos making the podium in third. Anya Bikini, Tamika Hinks, Petra Thomas, Sandra Till and Sabina Osira was the top 8 in last year's race. Don't forget, get involved in the chat. If you want to say hi, let us know where you're watching us this evening. And the racing, a few of you asking, can we get to the racing, please? Yep, well, they're on the start line. As soon as we, you can see, as soon as we have some racing to bring you, we will be doing that.
We're riding 8 laps. After every second lap, the last rider is eliminated. The first 4 get into the semi-finals. The last 4 are getting kicked out every lap. The last rider is eliminated.
So just to let you know, the lap of honour we had was for Berlin rider Paul, who sadly passed away recently. And the team Schindler Gates, we ride for Paul team. Getting into race action.
Let's do this.
And our announcer, Ingo, you'll, if you went with us last year, boundless energy as Ingo in this one. There is last year's winner, Gusto Riati from the Supernova factory team. Absolutely phenomenal rider is Augusto Riati. So lining up here, we have Marek Darman. He's wearing number 16 from Bike Monkeys. We have Francesco Martucci, also from the Supernova factory team. Philip Schleyer from Suicycle. Floris van den Broek. We've got Julian Steinberger from Team Schindler Gates, we ride for Paul. And Marcus Salwender from Team SM Parts. And Dan Salters from Supervision. So quarter-final A, the riders are on the start line.
Julian Steinberger, Team Schindler Gates, we ride for Paul.
So can Augusto Riati, 10-second countdown. Away we go. Ingo always starts everything with a kick it. And Riati is a little bit further down the group than you would say he would want to be in this one. Philip Schleyer is that. Let's manage to get a bit of a jump here on Francesco Martucci. Martucci from Supernova was riding well in the earlier heats. You can see already on this opening lap the tight twists and turns on this circuit. But Riati, look at the way he just weaves his way through in the blue. That's why he was the last man standing last year. So into the elimination lap this time. So watch the back of the race. So the rider right on the back, I think it's Marek Darman from Bike Monkeys that's right on the back. Look at the way he just weaves his way through now up to third place. And it's his teammate Francesco Martucci from Supernova factory team that is leading out. But it's the elimination that we are watching for. Still all together, Martucci. So Marek Darman from Bike Monkeys right on the back. They count them through. And Darman is eliminated. Slides that bike out through that section. So he is the first rider that's eliminated. It's Martucci on the front as Augusto Riati rides through into second wheel. The man in the blue, such great technique as the Supernova rider. Weaves his way up towards the front. Stephan, phenomenal start here from Augusto Riati.
Francesco Martucci, Augusto Riati leading the pack.
So we've momentarily lost Stephan. We'll get him back. Bell lap this time. We are into an elimination.
Now it's between Floris van den Broek and Julian Steinberger. It's only about
Julian Steinberger is the rider here, and Floris van den Broek, the two riders at the back. So remember, this is an elimination race. If you've been watching the World Track Championships, which are just 15 minutes away in Berlin, then the elimination race, they have it in the Omnium. It's the riders at the back, but then it comes down. You've got to watch the right, you've got to watch the front. 4 riders through. Look at the 2 Supernova riders. Really low center of gravity, just kicking it in and out of these turns. They've really got control over the front of the race here. Elimination rider, elimination. Ingo counts them across the line.
137. 137 is out.
Floris van den Broek is the rider that's eliminated that time. So van den Broek is eliminated. That leaves Augusto Riati, who's just weaving it through on the inside. Ooh, goes down Philipp Schleyer. Schleyer goes down, just shows the margin for error so small, minute in this rad race.
Looking back for him for this guy from Hamburg.
You can see riders just battling to try and get back in. Bell lap, you can see the crowd really growing here in the Mobicart track in Berlin. Just 430 meters is the track. Martucci from Riati into this corner. Will he try and pass there? Just gets through on the inside, kicks it out of that turn, goes into the lead as Augusto Riati. Oh, and he goes down. Augusto Riati goes down. Disaster for the defending champion. And he just clipped someone at the side there from the look of it. Hopefully we'll get a replay of that. Will that mean that he's eliminated in that one? Disaster for Riati. You can see he's up and riding. We'll see if we get a replay of that. It's into the elimination. Julian Steinberger in there. It's Martucci that's leading out here.
Philipp Schleyer still back in the game. Thanks for riding, Augusto Riati.
Oh, what a shame. Augusto Riati is eliminated. So last year's last man standing is eliminated. Not quite sure. I think we've got Stephan back with us. That's an absolute disaster for the defending champion. He's going to be absolutely gutted with that.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It's every corner's right to the limit. So if you go one time over the limit, then that's it. Even for the defending champion. So that's sad. But now he's out. That's the rules. He was the last.
That's it. The rules is rules. Francesco Martucci leading out here. The rider on the back, Julian Steinberger, topping and tailing that group. Steinberger, you can see the different choice of equipment of riders. And some riders, Stephan, opt for the drop bars. Some riders go for the risers. Very much sort of personal preference.
Yeah, right. That's just a personal preference. Like, how do you feel comfortable getting in narrow turns, like fast or pretty low? So for me, it would be riser on this course, but normally it's drop bars. But especially on this go-kart circuit, I would prefer risers. But it's up to everyone there.
So moving through there, Dan Salters up towards the front, and Julian Steinberger looks like is eliminated that time. Up towards the front, Dan Salters now leading out from Francesco Martucci from Supernova. And that's it across the line as the riders celebrate that one. So 4 riders through to the next round. Came through well there. That was a good ride. Having a little wheelie around. A great celebration there.
Yeah, bonus points for wheelie.
Takes some skill on the corner as well, that, doesn't it?
Yeah, that was impressive.
So Don Salters and Marcel Sauwender through, Francesco Martucci and Julian Steinberger. Let's have a replay. Let's go through that one. Augusto Riati, it wasn't happening for him from the front, from the start really, Stephan. He managed to get his way up towards the front, gets through, just get caught a little bit on the inside there, and that's where he went down.
Yeah, but I was just confused that he fell down, but because you could see that he's not riding on a limit. He was just keeping his second place to stay out of trouble, but I don't know what happened. I didn't see it, what happened in this turn when he went down, but that was, I don't know, maybe he had a mistake.
Is there that possibility sometimes if you ride too defensively that it kind of almost backfires on you?
Yeah, of course, if someone dive bombs you and maybe your handlebars touches, so, but otherwise, like you saw him, he was always taking the inside just to avoid that someone is dive bombing him. So he just made everything good, but I don't know why he fell down or went down.
Moving on to quarterfinal B. So riders on the start, getting themselves up. Lucas Newman there, Saw Bikes. He rode well last year, did Lucas Newman. Got himself into the final. Really was pushing it to the limit. Just remember rightly from last year's Rad Race final, going down in the, taking a tumble in the final. Quarterfinal B. We'll take you through the riders. So Eric Brugnon from Dead is Hype. There's the kit there. So the black and orange kit of Dead is Hype. Lucas Neerman from Saw Bikes. We've got James Ambrose Parrish in there from One Life Works. We've got Tyron Kirby from Le Cog. Maels Van Hoof from the Wild Bunch. George Mew Jensen from One Life Works. Maximilian Hofflick from Canyon Rad Pack, and Stephan Zarin from Team Schindler Gates. We ride for Paul. This is quarterfinal B.
The Wild Bunch, Maels Van Hoof, Le Coq, Tyron Kirby, Team Schindler Gates, Stephan Zarin.
Ingo just announcing the riders to the crowd. And we'll see how many have crossed over from the World Championships. As we said, just 15 minutes away from here. But this is something altogether different. You can see the riders lining up. James Ambrose Parrish, watch out for him. He had a good ride in his heat. Away we go, quarter-final B. The riders jockeying for position straight away. Ambrose Parrish up there in third place. Eric Brugnon got some work to do, the rider from Dead is Hype, to try and get himself back up towards the front.
First position, that's good.
So looking good leading out here. It's got a good start.
Yeah.
So remember, elimination. You'll get the bell when we go through. And the rider on the back is Maels Van Hoof, who's just, you can see, just trying to find a way through here. Here's Maels Van Hoof. Little slide out, just tries to find his way through on the inside, but doesn't manage to get through. You're always, aren't you, Stephan, just fighting for position, trying to find a way through. It's the elimination lap. Last rider eliminated every 2 laps as Brugnon just moves up on the inside. Brugnon just gets through there.
Yeah, the trouble is in the back of the bunch, as you can see. In the back, there's the fighting for the position. In front, it's pretty easy to stay out of trouble, but in the back, you have to fight every lap to get the position that you not go to elimination.
Tyron Kirby from Lecog is now the rider just on the back of the group. Just got to try and find his way through. Stephan Zarin is right in front of him. That's, you can see why the cameras are just focusing on the riders at the back. They've got a bit of a gap now to make up to Eric Brugnon, so they've got to try and close that one down. If you do manage to make that elimination, then you're, if you're too far off the back of the group, then you're going to be the next rider that's eliminated. He's just trying to find his way through. Is Tyron Kirby left and right all of the time to just try and find a gap. Tyron Kirby is now the rider that's eliminated that time. And just behind... So Stephan Zarin now, and Tyron Kirby and Stephan Zarin still there. James Ambrose Parrish sat there in third. Then Eric Brugnon. These two riders still battling for that last position. He's just going left and right here. Can he find his way through? They're counting them across the line as Stephan Zarin kicks it out of that corner. Tyron Kirby is eliminated that time, but you can see Newman just on the back of the group there. Ambrose Parrish sat there ready. Lucas Newman's got some work to do. Zarin's got to close this gap now. Stephan Zarin from Team Schindler Gates. Bit of a gap now to try and make up to that group in front of him. Newman as well. If Zarin's going to be eliminated this time, but Newman's got some work to do. Brugnon kicks it out of that turn to try and come past Ambrose Parrish. Zarin's going to be the next rider that's eliminated as they go into an elimination lap. You can hear the bell there. So Stephan Zarin, as I said, would have to try and close that gap back up towards that leading group. Brugnon is in there.
That's a good ride of Maximilian Höflich. He's riding always that line that it's almost impossible to overtake him. Because if you want to overtake him, you have to go more risk maybe than possible. So you maybe slip out or slide out.
So 2 laps to go. Max Höflich from Canyon Rad Pack, the rider on the front. George Muir Jensen right behind him. James Ambrose Parrish is right there with Eric Brugnon. And then Lucas Newman from Saw Bikes. So the rider on the front here, just in that white t-shirt from Canyon Rad Pack. You can see the crowd all around this 430-meter track here in Berlin. And Newman has to try and find his way past if he's going to stay in this competition. Remember, 4 riders through. Into the next elimination lap. The bell sounds. Höflich just swinging left and right on the front. As Stephan said, no one able to get past him, just holding that line through this this track. You can see the riders kicking back. You'll watch them sliding the bike out just to try and scrub off some speed. Just 430 meters, final lap of the race. Newman, can he just find a gap to get himself through past Eric Brugnon? Looking at the way he raced last year, I'm sure he'll try and find a way through on one of these corners here, but at the moment there's nothing opening up for him as they kick it out of that corner. Höflich comes through to take that one. Lucas Newman is kicked out, as Ingo says.
Oh, he was in the final last year, right?
Yeah, he was up there.
Yeah. Oh.
So we've seen already last year's winner, Augusto Riati, go through and go out of the competition. Lucas Newman also eliminated from the competition. So looking at that, we'll have George Muir Jensen and Eric Brugnon will go through to face Dan Salters and Marcel Salvender. Where the James Ambrose Parrish and Maximilian Höflich will go through to face Julian Steinberger and Francesco Martucci. So some surprises already this evening, Stephan. Let's take us through that. Höflich got a phenomenal start and just, you said, left and right, no one could find a way through.
Yeah, that's true. It's just the most important, like I said, the most important thing is the start. If you're in the front, then you just have to keep the pace as high as it's comfortable for you, and choose the line that no one can overtake you, which is easier said than done. But Maximilian did a great ride, and so he's in half final now.
Riders warming up on the rollers, and this is again just like track cycling, where we go all the way to the line on our rollers as close as we can, getting on the rollers before to make sure you're super warm going to the line. Even more important when this racing is as intense as it is.
Yeah, to get it to be warm at the start is so important, because if you're cold, then you're done after the first 180 turns. So you can watch the race from the back, which is a short race in this kind of race.
Yeah, got to get super warm, ready for the start. 2 more quarterfinals to go, and lining up the next one. They're already calling them to the line, ready for next quarterfinal, and we'll go down to the right down to the last rider standing down on the start line. Let's take you through the riders that you're going to see in quarterfinal C. So we have Dominic Parrish from Puncheurs. He's wearing 81. You have German Hernando from Favela Frama. Gary Schoening from the 8 Bar Club. David Karl from Fritz Kohler. Yanis Karate from Smolkaskur, Alec Briggs from Techers. You have Arno Teston from Dead is Hype, and Stephan Schott from the 8 Bar team. There's Alec. You really, this Techers team's doing a phenomenal job with young riders with his Techers team. Bit of a legend in fixed gear racing is Alec Briggs.
You will, Augusto. You will start in the back, behind the others, but everyone saw you would have made it to the semifinals. We are 9 riders, 10 laps then in the semifinals, but everyone saw you on this, so thank you, Berlin, for your patience. Thank you.
Okay, so that's an interesting one there. So Augusto Riati has been brought back in to the competition. So they're going to have 9 riders in the semi-final, and it looked like...
So we would have done this for Alec, for anyone else, I don't care who it was.
So took a tumble, got brought down in that one, and gets brought back in to the competition. So yeah, as Ingo said there, they would have done that for anyone. Alvise Zanaska asking where Fabian Cancellara is. He was racing earlier on, didn't make it through his heat, but it was great to have him here and racing.
Yanis Karati, 8 Bar team, Stephan Schott, Fritz Kohler, David Karl, 8 Bar Club, Gary Schoening, That is Hype Bicycles, Arno Teston. Bonsoir.
Arno Teston. I do love that kit. I'm a big fan of that Dead is Hype kit, Arno Teston's kit. Again, the difference in equipment.
7, 6,
Stephan Schott.
5. Kick it!
Away we go, quarter-final C, Alec Briggs, phenomenal start from Briggs, knows that he needs to get the front position here to be able to dictate the pace, just as Max Hofflich did in the previous race. The Techers man, you just see, locking up that back wheel, sliding it out. The technique is phenomenal of these fixed gear riders, especially on this circuit. The battle last year between Alec and Augusto Riati in the final was something to behold. It was a great race, and the Techers man has the front here, the British rider. So elimination lap this time, and it's Arno Teston from Dead is Hype that there's the rider on the back of the groups. Got to try and find his way through. Gave him a bit of a curse saying I liked his kit tonight in that one. So Arnold Teston, can he find a way through? Just all the time. Test that rider in front of you. You're just looking for the weakness. Yanis Karate from Schmolka Squirt is the rider that's in front of him. But Briggs setting a frenetic pace at the front. Stephan Scott in second place. He's well up there. He's sitting down there, my apologies. He's set there in second wheel. Just kicking it out of that corner. Briggs leads through. So Arno Teston is the rider that's eliminated. There's shot in the red. Karate in that light blue t-shirt. Briggs just leading out, shows just how important it is to get that front position, get that good start, and that's what he's doing here. Wants to make sure that he goes through to the semi-finals in the best possible way. If you've been with us throughout this one, welcome aboard here on GCN Racing. You would have seen last year's last man standing with Augusto Riati, who was eliminated from the competition after crashing, has been put back into the semi-final. It will start at the back, they said before this one. Briggs leading through from shot.
Briggs leading the pack. Stephan shot. Hermann Hernando still the same order.
And then just kicking that off the speed there as they line up for that one. And just Dominic Karash from Punchers and Karate battling it out here. Karate trying to find his way through, trying to find his way past Karash there in the black and white. He's right on the wheel. You saw him in the last turns, just trying to get through. Can he find a way past? Maybe it's these trying to go up the inside here, trying to find that inside line. Can he get? Does he have the power to go through there? He's not going to make it. It's going to be Karate that's eliminated that time. Karate is eliminated. So Dominic Karash now the last rider. Watch the back of the race. If you're just tuning in, welcome aboard here on GCN Racing. This is the Rad Race Last Man Standing from the Go-Kart track here in Berlin. 430 meters, fixed gear bikes, no brakes, being led out here by, you would say, one of the legends of fixed gear racing, Alec Briggs, the Tekkers rider from Great Britain. You've got to watch the back. If you've been watching the World Track Championship, you'd have seen the elimination in the Omnium today. This is the same thing. So a sprint every 2 laps. Last rider is eliminated, but the opportunities to try and find your way past those riders in front of you is really, really difficult to try and find a way through here. Karash is trying to do that, just trying to find his way through towards the front, and it's Gary Schoening from 8 Bar Club that's right in front of him. Looks like Karash is going to be the rider eliminated. Karash, just like Max Hofflich in the previous round, has had that front position from the start and has not let it up at all. Has set a frenetic pace from the start here. Dominic Karash is your rider that's eliminated. Now the rider on the back is Gary Schoening. The rider there wearing number 2. Briggs just starting to open up a little bit of a gap here over Stephan Schott. Remember, 4 riders will go through. Can the rider there wearing number 2 find his way past?
It's between David Carl and Gary
So David Carl is the rider just in front, finds his way through. Oh, beautifully, but Carl fights back. Look at the back of the race. There's battle here, swinging one way, then the other between Gary Schoening and David Carl. Great tactics. Gutsy move there by Gary Schoening, but David Carl did not want to be eliminated, did he? Great riding. Briggs on the front, then Schott behind him. Can they get through here? Briggs is looking good for this one this evening, isn't he?
David Carl or Gary Schoening. The first 4 are
David Carl or Gary Schoening. Who's it going to be? Schoening's got to try and find his way through again. Because he got the inside, slides that bike out. Schoening, but Carl fights back again. Schoening straight shakes his head. Beautiful move up the inside, but what can you say about that? David Carl fought back. Alec Briggs takes the win. He goes through first. Stephan is back with us. Stephan, that was the battle there between Gary Schoening and David Carl. That was we saw all of the technique we need there around this circuit here, didn't we?
Yeah, that was impressive, and my money is already on Briggs. He did a great ride, and everyone who made it into the next round was so great. And just a little info, I talked to Briggs. He rode 50 PSI, which is 3.44 bar, so he went so low, which is impressive as well.
Okay, I just got an update from Jan, the organizer, just to give you a proper update. So Augusto will start in the semi as the 9th starter. He crashed because of a spectator who was on the track when he was on his way to the semis. So 9 riders instead of 8. So we'll just to let you know that. So Alec Briggs takes that one. Stefan Schott from 8 bar up there. German Hernando of Favela Frama and David Carl moves through there in 4th. So Stefan Schott and David Carl go through to face James Ambrose, Parrish, Matt Hochland, Julian Steinberger and Francesco Martucci. And then Alec Briggs and German Hernando go through to face Eric Brugnon, George Jensen, Marcel Sauwender and Dan Salters. Margot Vigie just warming up here as for the rider that was the winner last year. She took this. It was a great battle between her and Carla Sommer. So we will see the women shortly. Our quarterfinal D as the riders get down on to the start. And the riders here just warming up, getting ready for this one. Anja Bocchini. So take you through your riders that you're looking for. So you've got Luca Galvani, Kai Luger, Andrea Pirazzoli, Jonas Fischer, Jan Rodel, Nico Hesslich, we've got Felix Bastida and Tobias Hochner.
8-bar team, Nico Hesslich. Colibri Cycling, Kai Luge. Supernova Factory, Luca Galvani. Fix Beers Racing Team, Jan Rodel.
So there is your starters for quarterfinal. The countdown.
7, 6, 5, kick it!
Away we go, quarterfinal D. And straight into the front. So this is the final quarter-final before we get into the women's race. Jonas Fischer from Canyon Rad Pack straight through to the front. You can see the riders tucking it down, get that center of gravity as low as possible. Ooh, rider sliding out there. I think that was Felix Bastide from La Nuit Noire. I think that's gone down there. So Jonas Fischer, so one rider going down, that opens things up into the first elimination lap. Nico Hesslich trying to move through. Tucks it down on the inside of that turn, just trying to find a way through. So Andrea Pirazzoli from Supernova in the blue, just got to try and close this gap back down to the 2 riders just in front of him. So almost finding his way through here. So remember, you're watching the back of the race to start with. Ingo counting them across the line. Luca Galvani got a bit of work to do for the Supernova factory team.
And thanks for riding. Jan Rodel, Fix Beers Racing Team, you're out.
So Jan Rodel That was the last rider there that went down from the Fixed Beers race team. He was eliminated. The rider that's off the back is Luca Galvani from the Supernova Factory team. His teammate Andrea Pirazzoli in the blue is well up here. But this Canyon Rad pack, Jonas Fischer leading out. There's your rider in front of him. Can he get through?
4, 5.
So Luca Galvani gets through. Finds his way up towards the past that rider that's gone down. Was that Nico Heslich, I think, that went down on that corner? We'll see who is eliminated that time. It did look like Nico Heslich would be eliminated. They're battling now to try and get past each other. Some really sizable gaps now at the front of the race.
Toby Höchner now leading the pack. Jonas Fischer.
Tobias Hochner has found his way through towards the front. You could see him all the time with Jonas Fischer testing him out to try and get through and back up towards the front. You can see a few meters now being opened by Tobias Hochner. He made the podium last year, did Tobias Hochner. He was third in that final behind Alec Briggs and Augusto Riati. So he looks on great form, doesn't he, with the likes of Alec Briggs, the way he's been riding so far this evening.
I think he's going to be the guy to reckon with in the finals.
Got to be up there. Jonas Fischer, great start by him, but Hochner has got himself past. There's Nico Heslich, who's still in the race here, Nico Heslich. And just, you saw there, great slide there by Andrea Pirazzoli from the Supernova team. As the speed goes up, you start to see the riders locking that bike up, sliding the bike out, and there's a good battle going on here between Bastide Felix from La Nuit Noire. Bastide Felix and Andrea Pirazzoli, they're locked in their own battle in that group for those qualification positions. Fischer fighting, battling in that second position. Kai Luger from Colibri Cycling. Kai Luger is the rider there. Again, another little slide out. Nico Heslich is eliminated. If you're just joining us, welcome aboard. This is the Rad Race Last Man Standing, and this battle is looking good. It's an elimination race, so a rider is eliminated from the back of the race every 2 laps. 2 laps to go this time. We'll go through it. We're going to go through to the semi-final stages, then into the final where we have the last man or woman standing. Again, Pirazzoli just pushing that rider in front of him to try and find his way through. Kai Luger goes through.
And now it's between the French or the Italian.
Bastide Felix goes. They're just out of our shot there. You heard the crowd.
Oh, that was his semi-finals.
And slides out, you can see he's found his way through. Pirazzoli gets up, goes down. He just pushed the maximum slidability of his tyres there, and he goes down. What a battle with Andrea Pirazzoli. Just always pushing left and right, probing to try and find a way through. Jonas Fischer behind Tobias Hochner, and you've got Kai Luger and Andrea Pirazzoli. Pirazzoli, great ride there, really pushed it to the limit. And Bastide Felix goes out. It's Tobias Hochner, third last year. Stephan, he's looking good here as well.
He was pretty fast, and Fischer the same, and they both ride Conti 5000. The fun thing is Fischer is 28. Is wide of the tires, and Toby he rode 32, so we went pretty wide, and also the drop bars were a bit. Toby had 400 millimeters and Jonas had 420 millimeters, so both on the same gear. And I asked Toby for his tactic, and he was like, "Yeah, my tactic is podium."
Straight through to the front. Let's take you through this, but Bastide Felix, that was a really, really hot battle between him and Pirazzoli as that went on. There was the first tumble. That was Jan Rodel of Fixed Beers that went down. Nico Heslich went down but managed to get up. This was the battle of the day, though, wasn't it, between those two? Just ran a little bit wide there.
Yeah, that's why everyone is on the limit, and sometimes you just break a little bit too late, and then you have to go the wide way outside, and then that's the point where the guy behind you can sneak in on the inside. Yeah, it's just intense racing. You have to be focused and concentrate.
So let's take you through the results of that one. So it was Tobias Hochner from Schlödergang that took that one from Jonas Fischer. Third place, Kai Luger from Colibri Cycling was third. Andrea Pirazzoli fourth. So those four progress in the competition. Bastide Felix was fifth, Nico Heslich sixth, Luca Galvani seventh, and in eighth place, Jan Rodel. So that means our semi-finals look like this. In semi-final A, we'll see Dan Sorters, Marcel Salvender, George Mew Jensen, Eric Brignon, Alec Briggs, German Hernando, Jonas Fischer, and Andrea Pirazzoli. And then Francesco Martucci, Julian Steinberger, Max Hofflich, James Ambrose, Parrish, Stefan Schott, David Carl, Tobias Hochner, and Kai Luger. And again, we will have Augusto Riati, who will also go in the semi-finals after looking pretty short of qualification, getting brought down by a spectator. So they have put him back into the competition.
All right, Berlin, let's do this.
So we did have a bit of a qualification in the last women's standing. So just to update you on that. So quarterfinal A was Margot Vigi that took that from Anya Bocchini. Maria Jakovic was third. We had Annalie Schimek in fourth. Sarah Grant in fifth. Christine Geiger in sixth. And then Ina Keinschef in seventh. This is semi-final A. So Marco Vigi, Maria Jakovic, Beata Siemers, Britta Anderson, Sarah Grant, Ina and Keinschef, Micah Lang, and we've got in the bottom there wearing number 91 is we've got Tobias Hockning. There's not in there, just to update you on that. So Vigi, Jakovic, Siemers, Anderson, Grant, Keinschef, and Lang. There's the start in this one.
Britta Andersen Urban.
Britta Anderson.
13 Sarah Grant.
Sarah Grant wearing number 13. And GCN fans,
And 11 Ina Keinschef.
Manon Lloyd will go in the next heat.
6 laps. So we
It's
have
Micah Lang
in the finals.
in the blue.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, kick it!
Away we go. Riders getting their feet in. Looks like Margot Vigi straight through to the front of this one. Again, you see the different choice of equipment for the riders.
Looking for the fastest for the finals.
So 4 riders through to the final semi-final part of the competition now. Margot Vigi, defending champion. As he said, she took a big tumble in the 2018 Rad Race. Ina Keinschef is the rider that's on the back of the group here. You can hear the atmosphere building in the Mobicart track here in Berlin. If you're just joining our coverage here on GCN Racing, welcome aboard. This is the Rad Race. Last woman standing, and our defending champion is building a commanding lead in this one is Margot Vigie. 4 riders through to the final, remember. So Ina Keinschef is going to be the first rider that's eliminated from the look of this one. We call it the devil takes the hindmost in track cycling as well. If you're just joining us, so this is fixed gear racing. On fixed gear bikes, no brakes. That's why you'll see the riders just kicking back, using that fixed gear and just sliding that bike out just to scrub off some speed.
6.
So we're looking for that elimination.
And thanks for riding. 11, Ina Keinschef.
And Ina Keinschef is eliminated, so our first elimination is done. Micah Lang is just on the back there. Sarah Grant's got to watch her position as well to Maria Jakovic.
3 laps to go. 3 to go.
3 laps to go in the race. Next elimination. Out of that corner, this is the group. Got a bit of gap to try and make up here. She get back on. There's the Maria Jakovic. Margot Vigie, though, is out of sight, out of mind here in this semi-final. So 4 riders through.
Margot Vigie, 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go for our leader, though, Margot Vigie. Looking good in this one is Margot. 430 meters, remember this track. So Sarah Grant, Maria Jakovic all towards the back of this one. Micah Lang is up there from fixed forwards, wearing number 4.
And the 13.
So Sarah Grant is eliminated. So Sarah Grant goes out of the competition in 6th. So 3rd, 4th and 5th, Britta Anderson are up there. Micah Lang, you can hear the roars for Margot Vigie. 1 lap to go, Margot Vigie at the head of the race. It's the riders again, you're looking for that 4th and 5th positions. Maria Jakovic. Margot Vigie, I'm just being told, has just set a fastest lap time of 44.356. As they go through there. That's a quick lap around this circuit. Micah Lang on that final lap. We're looking for those 4 riders through. So Maria Jakovic and Micah Lang are sitting in sort of 4th and 5th. Britta Anderson in 3rd. There's Britta Anderson there. Remember, it's just about getting through in the competition. Beata Siemers is the rider that's sitting in 2nd place. She's got a bit of a gap over the next 2 riders. So Beata Siemers makes it through to the final behind Margot Vigie.
Britta Anderson for Michael Lange.
Great atmosphere there.
And Maria left the game, so we got
There's your winner going through there, Margot Vigie. Looking supreme in this one. Beata Siemers goes through to the final in 2nd. Britta Anderson in 3rd. And in 4th place there, Micah Lang. Those riders are through to the final. To remember, as we said, it's last woman standing in this one. Those are your qualifiers, Vigie, Siemens, Anderson and Lang. As we go on to semi-final B, let's have a little replay. And really, there was no stopping her. She got the front of the race and didn't look back, did Margot Vigie. They never saw her again. And a new fastest lap. There you have it. Just Looking for the applause of the crowd, and deservedly so. Looking great. There's your results. So Margot Vigie from Beata Siemers, Britta Anderson, Micah Lang, Maria Jakovic, Sarah Grant, and Ina Keinscherf. Moving on to semi-final B. Here's our start list. So Anya Bocchini from Supernova. Annelies Simek from We Ride for Paul. Tamika Hingst from Canyon Rad Pack. Kathy Sigmund from Candy Gang. Christina Geiger from Fix Beer's race team. Manon Lloyd, our very own Manon Lloyd from Team GCN. Lisa Ilseder from Riot Pack, and we got Tobias Hochner in there again at the bottom of our graphic. Tobias isn't riding in this one. We've got Lisa Ilseder is in there for Riot Pack. That's the rider that's in there for that one. And the riders start 1 foot on the floor. So 44.356 is our fastest lap for Margot Vigie.
Manon Lloyd, you're coming.
And Manon being called to the start. Where's Manon? We're missing Manon. Where's our Manon?
Okay, GCN. Your 2 riders are out of the game.
Will Manon make it to the start in time? Riders down on the start line. Anya Bocchini, 4th last year was Anya Bocchini for the Supernova factory team. Tamika Hingst from that Canyon Rad Pack team. She was 5th last year.
So we're gonna find the fastest for the finals.
We're looking for our 4 riders to go through to the final. To join Margot Vigie, Beata Siemers, Britta Anderson, and Micah Lang. It's going to be a quick one, this one.
Supernova factory team, Anya Bocchini.
That was Anya Bocchini there. Kathy Sigmund. Emily Shemek from We Ride for Paul. It's our Fix Beers team, Christina Geiger. Here we go. The women, last woman standing, semi-final B.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Kick it!
Away we go. The semi-final B. And it's Anya Bocchini straight to the front. Tamika Hingst gets in there in 2nd place. Kathy Sigmund from Candy Gang is sitting in 3rd. So remember, 4 riders through to the final here in the Rad Race. Last woman standing. We're going to try and get through to the final.
Anya Bocchini leading the pack.
So leader Elisa Slater from Right Pack is the rider on the back of the group. But at the front, Anya Bocchini in that now familiar Supernova factory team, if you've been with us throughout this evening. Bell lap, so it's an elimination. Tamika Hingst from Canyon Rad Pack locked and ready in 2nd wheel. They've got a good gap now over the 3rd placed rider, but remember, anything can happen here. Anya Bocchini just taking the opportunity to glance across and see where the challenges are. Tamika Hingst just starting to test her out and see if she can get through. Christina Geiger in the black is trying to get up to those 2 leaders, and then you've got a substantial gap now back to the 4th placed rider. Bocchini leading out. from Supernova.
And Kati Sigmund. 1, 2, 3.
So Annelies Simek is the rider in 5th place. Bit of a sprint now out at the front. Bocchini and Hingst.
Christine Geiger on 4.
We'll have to try and get some sort of comparison as well. Maybe lap times to Margot Vigi. Can either of these riders challenge her in the final? Bocchini and Hingst, they know they're safe. Christine Geiger also knows as well in 3rd. She's able to just look across the track here to the rider. It's Kathy Sigmund, my apologies. Christine Geiger is the rider in 4th. Kathy Sigmund is the rider also in black, sitting in 3rd at the moment. My apologies for that. So Kathy Sigmund from Candy Gang sitting in 3rd. Christine Geiger from Fixed Beers race team. Bell lap. Those two looking good in qualification. At the head of the race. Annelies Simek is the rider that is going to be eliminated from the competition. So Lisa is Igelseder and Annelies Simek will take no further part in the competition. And for that one, Tamika Hingst did the right thing there. Tamika Hingst, once those two riders got a good gap, just sat back. Anya Bocchini is going to take this one with Tamika Hingst for the Canyon Rad Pack.
See you in the finals. And here she is, the last one for the finals. Congratulations, Christine Geiger.
Christine Geiger there is your 4th qualifier. Kathy Sigmund in front of her. And there was Annelies Simek just crossing the line.
We have the fastest 4 in the finals, so we have 8 in total. Let's kick it with the semi-finals, man.
So just to update you on your final. So going through to the final, Margot Vigi, Beata Siemers, Britta Anderson, Micah Lang, Anya Bocchini, Tamika Hingst, Kathy Sigmund and Christine Geiger. That will be your final.
First semi-finals, man. Augusto Reati is in the 2nd semi-final.
Just to update you, as you can hear Ingo there, the Augusto Riati is going to be in the 2nd semi-final, but it will still be 8 riders in the final. Semi-final A for the men.
We're looking for the fastest 4 of you guys to have like this one final.
There's your semi-final. Anya Bocchini from Tamika Hingst, Kathy Sigmund, Christine Geiger. Those are your qualifiers. Annelies Simek, Lisa Igelseder, and Manon Lloyd didn't take the start there. And just on the chats, just a few of you saying we should do a new film, Finding Manon. So we'll do that. I hope Manon's okay. Anya Bocchini from Supernova. Riders coming to the start for the semi-final 8. And there's your start list. Dan Salters from Supervision Dropouts. Marcel Salwender from Team SM Parts. We ride for Paul. George Mujensen from One Life Works, Eric Brugnon from Dead is Height Bicycles, Alec Briggs from Tekkas, German Hernando from Favela Frama, Jonas Fischer from Canyon Rag Pack, and Andrea Pirazzoli from Supernova Factory Team. And you've got this far. You don't want to make any mistakes now. You want to get that front position. There's Augusto Riati. Last year's winner got taken out by a spectator, put back in to semi-final B. Alec Briggs from Tekkas.
Dead is Height Bicycles.
And just to update you, I've just been told that Manon was told that she was out of the race, and they've only just found out that she wasn't. they thought she was kicked out of the race after the quarterfinals, but she wasn't. She should have been at the start. So that's the reason why Manon wasn't at the start. She thought she had been eliminated in the previous round, but she wasn't. Should have been in the final, but a shame.
First semi-finals. The fastest.
So last year was Reati, Briggs, Hockner and James Losey Williams that were the first 4 shot. Newman, Fisher and Coatney was the top 8. That was your final. Canyon Radpack, Jonas Fisher. Looked good, didn't he, Jonas Fisher, in his quarter-final. Alec Briggs did as well, though, looking very, very strong. Andrea Pirazzoli on the left, far left. The noise in the atmosphere building in this one. Pirazzoli, great technique out the back. It's all about the start here. Riders on the start, ready for semi-final A.
Let's do it. Supervision dropouts. Dan Zeltas.
Dan Zeltas, supervision dropouts. There's Alec Briggs.
One Life Works.
George Mew Jensen. George Mew Jensen here. Gold top. Jonas Fischer from Canyon Radpack. Alongside him, German Hernando from Favela Frama. Pink and black jersey, got the riser bars. Marcel Sandwenders from Team SM Parts. And Andrea Pirazzoli, there you go, get a good close-up of your riders. Eric Brugnon from Deadest Hype is there. Hope you're enjoying our coverage here this evening on GCN Racing.
8, 7,
and semi-final A.
6, 5, 4, 3. Kick it!
Away we go. Oh, Alec Briggs just lifts the front wheel up. Does he manage to get through? Marcel Sauwender is the rider that's got the front, but Briggs finds his way straight through. Does the Techers rider? You just saw him lift the wheel as he came off the start line, put the power down. And, sliding out. Oh, Jonas Fischer's delayed. Jonas Fischer has to kick back into this one. As George Mew Jensen also delayed in that crash. Just so sliding out there. But Briggs has got the front. As German Hernando runs wide on that one. Alec Briggs has got the front. Chaos and mayhem all the way here in semi-final A, here in the Rad Race. Live from Berlin, 430 meters, this indoor track. Oh, and George Mew Jensen goes in super hot to that one and slides out. Briggs keeping himself out of trouble at the front. Second last year. He'll be looking to go one better than that this year and be the last man standing in the Rad Race. The Techers man really has got this track nailed. Eric Brugnon from Deadest Hype up there in second, looking good is he. The man that led off the start though, Marcel Sauwender is well in there. Dan Salters, we're looking for that elimination. So remember the back of the race, that's what it's all about. Every 2 laps we have a rider eliminated until we are down to just 4 qualifiers for the final. George Mew Jensen has picked himself up off the tarmac. Dan Salters is the rider that's eliminated from supervision dropouts. And just in front of him, George Mew Jensen is in 7th. Got some work to do, but a considerable gap between him and the riders in front of him. You can just see Jonas Fischer from Canyon Radpack on back. There's George Mew Jensen in that gold jersey, just coming into your vision there on the back of the circuit. This group, though, still very much together. German Hernando has recovered. You saw him go a little bit straight on one of those turns. Sauwender, Pirazzoli as Fischer testing out that rider in front of him. just to try and find his way through, looking for any opportunity to get back up towards the front. Briggs from Brugnon here. Briggs just takes the opportunity to glance across the circuit here out of each turn, keeping himself well to the front. This group, though, still very much together. They've all got to be really careful, this chasing group, that no one finds their way through. No mistakes can be made out of this one. So Pirazzoli, Hernando, Fischer, all in that group. Brugnon's got some company. Salwender in second place. Brugnon's got the front. And George Jensen from One Life Works. We saw him hit the deck. And he gets eliminated from the competition. Didn't manage to make it back into this group. 4-3. Fischer now living dangerously on the back of the group for Canyon Rad Pack. Can he get his way past German Hernando of Favela Frama just in front of him? Into the elimination lap, your leader, Alec Briggs, looking phenomenal at the head of this one. As we said, he's got this dialed in, this circuit. Eric Brugnon is looking good in second place in that orange and black jersey for Dead is Hype Bicycles. Then Marcel Salwender from Team SM Parts. Oh, Fischer trying to get through on the inside from German Hernando. Can't find a way through. Hernando answers every single move by Jonas Fischer to try and get him through. Fischer's got to try something now on the inside of this one, perhaps. Can he cut the line really tight? He doesn't manage to. A few meters gap now. Alec Briggs go through. Brugnon, Salwender, Pirazzoli, and Fischer is eliminated. Jonas Fischer is the rider that's eliminated from Canyon Rad Pack. He's not going to be happy about that one. He's been looking good throughout the competition today. That's sick for Jonas Fischer. Andrea Pirazzoli is there with German Hernando. German Hernando in that pink and black jersey with the riser bars. You can see Briggs and Brugnon just looking back, maybe just saving a little bit of power, shaving those watts off, trying to save something for the final. Can Hernando get through? German Hernando goes left and right to try and get past Pirazzoli here. Final lap. Pirazzoli's got to be careful. Final lap here. Pirazzoli and Hernando. Hernando in that pink and black jersey. Brugnon and Briggs are safe at the front. Salwender is there. It's these two riders on the back that have got to watch out. Hernando goes up on the inside. Can he find a gap here? He's going left and right, constantly looking for a position. Briggs knows he's got the front. So does Brugnon. They're safely through to the final. German Hernando and Andrea. Oh, Hernando goes through. Hernando finally finds that gap and goes through on the inside. Can Pirazzoli get back? He will try to fight back. They kick it out of that corner. Superb move there from German Hernando to go through to the final, and you can see the frustration from Andrea Pirazzoli there. What a ride from that man. Pirazzoli is eliminated in fifth. Big respect to German Hernando there from Favela Frama to get himself through. But what can you say? Alec Briggs is looking good, but this is the Rad Race. This is all about the last man standing, and the final will be an altogether different affair.
Hernando, Favela Frama on 4. We see you in the finals in a couple minutes. What a fight, what a fight.
Get his way through there. What a battle. That was a great battle, wasn't it, between German Hernando and Andrea Pirazzoli all the way to the line. Here we have one more semi-final. Let's take you through that. You just saw that little skip of Alec Briggs there from Tekkers. That was the first tumble. That delayed George Jensen and Jonas Fischer. Jensen went down there as well. Dan Salters, that first tumble. Jonas Fischer delayed in that first crash, and there's the frustration. All those rounds, and there's the celebrations. Easy, Tigers. He's got to ride the final here. German Hernando celebrating with the team. There's confirmation of your result, your finalists. Alec Briggs from Tekkers, Eric Brugnon from Dead is Hype, Marcel Salwender from Team SM Parts, and German Hernando for Favela Frama. Pirazzoli, Fischer, Jensen, and Salters are eliminated from the competition. Moving on to semi-final B. And we have got an extra rider in there, Augusto Riati. He got if you weren't with us earlier on this evening here from the Rad Race, clipped a spectator and went down. There's your team, your riders. Francesco Martucci, Julian Steinberger, Maximilian Hofflich, James Ambrose Parrish, Stephan Schott, David Karl, Tobias Hochner, Kai Luger, and Augusto Riati. Starting at the back, but do not discount the Supernova man. He's got a phenomenal technique on this circuit. Tobias Hochner, you're looking for in that white t-shirt. Tobias Hochner is the rider in third there. Max Hofflich is in that white t-shirt. Francesco Martucci from Supernova. There's James Ambrose Parrish. James Ambrose Parrish from One Life Works. Kai Luger.
Colibri Cycling, Kai Luger.
Colibri, Kai Luger here.
Fritz Kohler, David Karl.
David Karl also in black.
Team Schindler Gates.
Julian Steinberger. And Augusto Riati is in the back. Tobias Hochner second from the left there.
10 laps. 10 laps.
So they're going to do 10 laps of this track. Semi-final B.
Everyone clear the track and don't cross the track. Thank you. Let's do this. Have a fair fight.
Ingo ready to give the countdown.
So 4 are proceeding into the next round.
4 riders through, and then we will get down to the finals where it's last man standing. Semi-final B.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Kick it!
Away we go, semi-final B. And it's that man again in the white t-shirt, Maximilian Hofflich from Canyon Rat Pack, that gets the front. The man on the back, Augusto Riati, now moves up 1 place. Last year's champion, the last man standing, makes it up. Can he find his way through? His teammate Francesco Martucci is the rider wearing 107. Hofflich's got the front. Martucci tucks it down. Tobias Hochner is sitting in 4th place. Stephan Schott is in 4th. Augusto Riati just trying to find his way through. Elimination this time. Maximilian Hofflich in that white t-shirt. Leading out, Augusto Riati. David Karl is a rider from Fritz Kohler that's living dangerously. Riati finds his way through. Can he just pick off 1 rider at a time in front of him? Riati finds his way through from the back. As we said, there's not a lot of places to pass here. It's 430 meters, this indoor track. Riati just again left and right trying to find his way through. He's going to try the inside line here. Remember, you're watching the back. So we're looking, Ingo counts them across the line, and it's David Karl that's eliminated from the race. So the Fritz Kohler rider, David Karl, is eliminated. So the rider, we're watching the back of the race, number 57, Karl Luger with Augusto Riati. Riati moves up 2 places this time. Riati finds his way through, and the rider on the back there, Julian Steinberger, just having a look around. He sees that he's got no one behind him from this group. Kai Luger's way. Oh, Riati goes down. Riati's been pushing it to the limit in this one. Riati was given a lifeline in this one, back into the race, and he goes down with Julian Steinberger of Team Schindler Gates. He's really making it hard for himself this evening, isn't he? The luck is just not there, but you see someone just delayed there. Kai Luger has come to a stop, and Riati and Steinberger both find their way through. So the man in black there also delayed Kai Luger. Here's the head of the race, though, and it's Tobias Hochner that's leading out from Francesco Martucci, but such a gap from the back of Stephan Schott to that next group. These 4 riders at the head of the race looking comfortable as Max Hofflick just comes past James Ambrose Parrish, moves up into 2nd place, and the rider on the back there, Stephan Schott in the red. So even if Riati gets through, he's got a huge amount of work to do to try and get back up there. We're looking for the elimination here. Kai Luger is eliminated as Maximilian Hofflick just again through to the front. Francesco Martucci drops back down to 4th here. Steinberger just goes past Augusto Riati. And there's your new fastest lap time, Tobias Hochner, 40.614 for Tobias Hochner. 4th last year. These two locked in their own battle behind, and a huge amount of work to try and get themselves back up towards the front. The second chance saloon for Augusto Riati. It doesn't look like it's going to be today. These 4 riders at the front, and then a sizable gap back to your chasers as Riati finds his way through on the inside. That's the technique that won him the last man standing 12 months ago. Julian Steinberger trying to find his way past. Oh, sprint out here. Steinberger. Riati reacts. Steinberger finds his way through. Watch Riati as he goes up the inside. Again, Riati finds his way back through. What a battle for the elimination between these 2 riders, Julian Steinberger and Augusto Riati. Riati is safe this time. Great fight. Oh, Riati's gone down again. Steinberger is eliminated as Augusto Riati, pushing it to the limit, hits the deck again in this one. Some days the luck is just not on your side, is it? Back to the front and your leading group, so Hochner. Then you've got this chasing group, Maximilian Hofflick, James Ambrose Parrish, and the rider on the back here, Francesco Martucci. So chasing group. So these riders, there's going to be one more rider out of this one. Tobias Hochner is from the Schindler gang, is at the front. There he is in your picture. Martucci's got to get himself back up to the wheel of Stephan Schott here from the 8-bar team. Can he close it back up? You can see that low center of gravity, low rider, punchy rider is Martucci. Shots just off the back of the group. That might give Martucci an opportunity to just get back into the mix here. Remember, 4 riders will go through to fight it out in the final of the last man standing. Schott, then Martucci. These are your 4th and 5th placed riders. Can Martucci from Supernova get back up there? 2 laps to go this time. Martucci just not managing to close this one back up. James Ambrose Parrish, though, with Maximilian Hofflick right there. They've got a bit of a gap up to the leader, Tobias Hochner, who's looking safe at the front. So Augusto Riati is eliminated. There you have your elimination for Supernova. There's Martucci. He's also in the Supernova team. He's got that shirt just flapping in the breeze. Final lap this time. Stephan Schott looking good. Martucci what does he have left? Does he have any power? It's a big gap to try and close down in just 430 meters. Stephan Schott managing this circuit. Well, Martucci, just a little bit of acceleration now on this final lap. He's looking to try and force an error from Stephan Schott. If he looks back and sees that Martucci is closing down on him, Maximilian Hofflick and James Ambrose Parrish ahead. The leader, though, is safe in Tobias Hochner. We have got quite a final on our hands. The gap, I think it's not going to be tonight for Francesco Martucci. Tobias Hochner is going to run out the winner of this one. It looks, there he is, goes through the line. Maximilian Hofflick from Canyon Rad Pack is going to lead James Ambrose Parrish home, and then Stephan Schott. Good ride from Stephan Schott. He was 5th last year. And then Francesco Martucci from the Supernova Factory team is also eliminated from the competition.
Thanks for riding. We have the finalists.
So Francesco Martucci of Supernova Factory team is eliminated from the competition. There was your final qualifier there in the long sleeve red jersey is Stephan Schott.
Thanks for riding, man. All right.
That was the semi-final B.
Finals. 2 races left. Last man, last woman standing. We're starting with the women. Let's do it.
So we have 2 races to go here in the Rad Race.
Berlin, hope you're ready for the finals. Let's do it.
Finals to go. So our final for the men: Alec Briggs, Eric Brugnon, Marcel Sauender, German Hernando, Tobias Hochner, Max Hofflich, James Amro Parrish, and Stephan Schott. Let's have a replay. That man there in the blue went down in that quarter-final, and there he went down again, and he just delayed Julian Steinberger. This Tobias Hochner was already away. Then these two were locked in a battle, but you can see the gap back from Martucci there was just too much to close down in the end for Augusto Riati. There is your results. So Tobias Hochner from Maximilian Hofflich, James Ambrose, Parrish, Stephan Schott, they go through to the final. Martucci, Riati, Steinberger, and Kai Luger are eliminated from the competition. David Carl was your 9th place rider, straight onto the rollers. You can see the riders straight off the track onto the rollers. Keep the legs warm, keep the legs turning, ready for the final. This is who we are going to see in action here in the Rad Race. Last woman standing, Christine Geiger from Fix Beer's race team, Kathy Sigmund from the Candy Gang, Tamika Hinks from Canyon Rad Pack, Anya Bocchini from Supernova Factory team, Micah Lang from Fix Forward, Britt Anderson, Beata Siemers, and the defending champion and fastest lap so far, wearing number 1, Margot Vigie. Augusto Riati tried everything he did tonight. Can't say he did, couldn't give any more tonight. And that is the Rad Race. That's what makes it so special. I hope you're enjoying our coverage here this evening. The finals are going to be something to behold, aren't they? If you're just tuning in, 430 meter, the Moby Kart track here in Berlin. We're 15 minutes as well from the Velodrome, where we've got the World Track Championships going on. A tight, twisty circuit. And fixed gear bikes, with no brakes.
Lights up.
And you can't stop pedaling. We're going to get our presentation with the lights out.
Berlin, are you ready for the girls?
As you can tell, the atmosphere absolutely electric here in the go-kart venue on this track for the Rad Race. Who will be the last woman standing? Margot Vigie, number 1, fastest lap, 44.356 for Margot Vigie.
Supernova Factory team, Anya Bocchini from Italy.
From the Supernova Factory team, Anya Bocchini. These blue colours from Italy.
Canyon Red Pack from Hamburg, Tamika Hingst.
Tamika Hinks from Canyon Rad Pack from Hamburg. Look good in qualification. Does anyone have an answer for Margot Vigie in this?
Race bib 14, Beate Siemers.
Wearing 14, Beate Siemers.
Andersen.
From Erwan, wearing 16, Britta Andersen.
Candy Gang, Kati Sigmund.
From Candy Gang, Kathy Sigmund. Third in her semi-final. Micah Langer from fixed forward. Micah Langer fourth in her heat. And Christina Geiger wearing number 3 from the Fixed Spears racing team. She was fourth in her heat.
You ready? Lights. We're riding 14 laps after every second
Bingo.
lap.
So that 14 laps. Every second lap eliminated until we have the last woman standing. It all comes down to this here in the Rad Race. The atmosphere is building. Looking at qualification. Those 2 riders there, Anya Bocchini and Tamika Hingst. Are they the closest challengers to Margot Vigie for this title?
Thank you so much for supporting female cycling. We're always trying to do the best for both men and women. Give it up for the girls, give it up for the fastest 8 riders.
So thanks for getting on board. Stephen Ronker, Fixed Spears, yes, that's the name of the team. Sander Nightingale going for Christina. Thanks for getting on board over on the chat forum.
Ten, 9, 8, 7.
The countdown to the final, the last woman standing. Remember, the back of the race is where you're watching. Away we go. We are off and racing. Anya Bocchini, can she get the good start? Margot Vigie, though, finds her way through to the front. Last year it was Vigie from Sommer and Campos with Bocchini in 4th, but Margot Vigie leading out here. Tamika Hingst in 3rd place. Margot Vigie, they can't let Margot Vigie get clear at all in this one, but she's been lapping the fastest lap so far. 44.356 as Margot Vigie. Anya Bocchini cannot let this one go. Tamika Hingst got to find her way through if she can. Micah Lang there, Christina Geiger from the Fixed Spears racing team. On the back, they're counting through. Fixed beers. As you can tell here in Berlin, plenty of beers being enjoyed by the crowd. So Micah Langer is there, but Margot Vigie just opening a gap. Tamika Hingst just trying to find her way through. Vigie's already starting to open up a bit of a gap there as Anya Bocchini tries to close down that gap. So Margot Vigie goes through. New fastest lap, 43.797 for Margot Vigie. She starts to build an advantage over Anya Bocchini. Tamika Hingst has got to find her way through. She's going to challenge in this one, or Margot Vigie is going to ride clear and take the last woman standing.
5, 6, 7.
Britta Andersen is the rider at the back. Christina Geiger is going to be eliminated this time. Christina Geiger goes out of the race. She's sitting in 8th. Britta Andersen is now the rider that's living dangerously, wearing number 16. Here's your leader. So Margot Vigie, look at the technique of Margot Vigie. Bocchini and Hingst sitting in 2nd and 3rd place. The race is all about these 3, but Margot Vigie has got that advantage. They've got to try and close this one down. Bocchini kicks it out of that corner. Margot Vigie just holding that advantage. The rest of the riders for the podium positions look like they're out of this one. Vigie kicks on. that new fastest lap time, 43.797. And this one opens up a little bit more of acceleration now. Margot Vigie looks like she's stretching this advantage through these sort of hot dog turns, these 180-degree bends. It means that Vigie can just glance across at the challengers, at the chasers behind. You can see the acceleration visible now from our leader, Bikini and Hingst. Hingst has got to try and probe find a way through, try and find a way past. But Bikini, can she answer this attack from Margot Vigie? You've got to be with her when she goes. Give her an advantage like this, and it's almost impossible to close it down. The back of the race, Britta Anderson is the rider. It looks like on the is going to be eliminated unless she can find her way past Micah Lang in front of her. Vigie just switches left and right to try and keep that fastest line through this track. The fixed forward rider goes through there, Micah Lang. There's Britta Anderson. As she goes through, she's eliminated this time, Britta Anderson. It's all about Vigie at the front though, isn't it? These two chasers. I'm surprised that Tamika Hingst has not tried to get past Anya Bikini yet. She just as I say that, she tries to find her way through. Just dived up the inside. Elimination lap. You can hear the bell being rung. Bikini looking to try and build on that 4th place last year. Can she take the 2nd spot on the podium? This would be a good result. Hasn't quite gone their way in the men's competition for the Supernova Factory team. You can see on this tight, twisty circuit, 430 meters, not many places to pass. Your leader's just gone through. Seconds advantage. There she is, just swinging right through there as our two chasers go through that corner. Vigie accelerates again. Bikini has a little glance back just to see where Tamika Hingst is. The Canyon Rad Pack rider. Now she's got to find her way through. Starts to accelerate. Bikini though, just holding that 2nd position. Vigie, they're holding Vigie.
Michael Lange, thanks for riding. Michael Lange.
So going through in 6th, Michael Lange from the fixed forward team. She is eliminated in 6th. Now we can see the podium really from the off has been all about these 3 riders. Margot Vigie in the black. Anya Bikini Hingst again on that corner, tries to find her way past. But Bikini, great technique as Anya Bikini on this course as well. Just you can see her digging in on these corners.
Margot Vigie leading the pack with 4-second lead.
It's a 4-second advantage Ingo is giving us from track side. 4 seconds. Doesn't sound a lot as Hingst just tries to find a way through. Vigie glancing back over the shoulder. Hingst tried through again, and Anya Bikini just slams the door shut every time it opens just a touch. Tamika Hingst tries to find her way through. I think Margot Vigie has just kicked back just a touch here. This might give Bikini and Tamika Hingst a bit of confidence to try and come back to her.
2-second lead for Margot Vigie.
So it's just 2 seconds now, so they've halved the advantage of Margot Vigie. Again, Vigie's got to be careful on this one, and no mistakes can be made on this tight circuit. Anything can happen. We've seen that throughout the night here in Berlin in the Rad Race. Bikini trying to close this gap down. Vigie looks back. The gap is still small. It was 2 seconds. Have we got a race on our hands? Now she accelerates again. Bikini has got to answer every time you see Vigie accelerate. This is your podium. It has been really from the off in this one. In 5th, Kathy Sigmund of the Candy Gang. In 4th, Beata Siemers. There's Kathy Sigmund of Candy Gang is eliminated. 5th place for her. So remember, it's down to the last woman standing.
Elimination.
elimination lap. Vigi accelerating, opening that advantage again. You can see it stretch. That was the opportunity for Bikini and Hinks to try and come back to her. They didn't pounce on it. They didn't seize that opportunity. You can see Margot Vigi out of that corner, just stretching this gap. She's got to be careful as Tamika Hinks tries to find a way through past Bikini again, but Bikini answers the call there of the Canyon Rad Pack rider and holds that front position. You can see Tamika Hinks just kicking back on that gear.
It's a 5-second
Bikini, see now 5 seconds will be given the advantage of Margot Vigi. It was a lot closer last year, the battle between Margot Vigi and Carlos Sommer. Francesca Campos was third last year, ahead of Anya Bikini. Beata Simas is fourth. Good finish for Beata Simas, you would say there, in fourth place. Now it's down to the podium positions. Margot Vigi is opening that advantage behind. Anya Bikini is accelerating, just opening that gap now over Tamika Hingst. And it looks like we've had a new fastest lap time. We have 43.590. We said the acceleration of Margot Vigi was visible, and that shows why. 43.590 is now the advantage of the French rider at the front. She was almost toying with those chasers, wasn't she? Letting them just almost just come back. Catch me if you can. Can Tamika Hingst get back here? 2 laps. 2 laps to go.
With a 44-second lap. Anya Bikini and Tamika Hingst is out.
Tamika Hingst is eliminated. So she takes the 3rd spot on the podium. We have 2 riders left on the track. But it's pretty academic at this stage. Your leader, Margot Vigi, already asking the crowd for more, and deservedly so. Anya Bikini is going to better that 4th place position from last year. There she is in the blue. She is going to take the 2nd place. Final lap. Margot Vigi comes through. And it's a lap of honor here for Margot Vigi. She is going to defend her title here in the Rad Race in the best possible way. Running around this final lap, the last woman standing here in the Rad Race in a class of her own. Berlin showing all their love for the defending champion in the black. Take it easy now. It's a lap of honor. Berlin, the last woman standing for the 2nd year running, is Margot Vigi.
Congratulations.
Anya Bikini, 4th last year, 2nd this year. So the Supernova factory team rider moves up. Just 1 race left here tonight in the Rad Race. There is your champion, Margot Vigi from Anya Bikini of Supernova factory team.
Congratulations to Margot Vigi. The Frenchie.
One race to go here this evening. There's your top 3, your podium. Margot Vigi takes it from Anya Bikini of the Supernova factory team. Tamika Hingst of the Canyon Rad Pack takes 3rd.
She can't even crash on your final round. You're gonna see her again for the ceremony. Lights out.
We are ready. Let's not wet the track if we can help it.
Men's finals.
The riders now getting themselves down, ready for the final.
Berlin, you ready for the final race?
Let's take you through the riders here for the final. From Techers, Alec Briggs. From Dead is Hype Bicycles, we've got Eric Brugnon. From Team SM Parts, so we ride for Paul, Marcel Sauwender. German Hernando off of Ella Flamer. Tobias Hochner from the Schindler gang. Maximilian Hofflich from Canyon Rad Pack. And James Ambrose Parrish from One Life Works. And Stephan Schott from the 8-bar team.
Last man standing right after this race. Stick around for the award ceremony.
So the riders will be on the back. Remember the race, you've got to get that good start. If you've been with us throughout the evening here in the Rad Race from Berlin, that start all important. Last year, Gusto Riati from Alec Briggs, Tobias Hochner. That was our podium. Alec Briggs and Tobias Hochner have been looking great in their heats so far this evening. Got to look to them as the favourites. But Maximilian Hofflich from Canyon Rad Pack, he's been looking good. But can't leave anything out there. Can't leave anything out on the track now. Expect to see everyone pushing this to the limit.
Final race for tonight. The fastest technical boys, at least in Europe. I haven't seen anyone else faster in Retro Crit or Rad Race. Those are the fastest and technical riders in the fixed gear.
The fastest lap as well so far. Tobias Hochner holds that fastest lap with 40.614. We'd expect that fastest lap to potentially now go into this final.
Last year, this crazy British made it to second place in an epic finale against Augusto Reati. Let's see what
Ingo just introducing Alec Briggs to the crowd. Alec Briggs gets a great welcome, the Techers man. Give him a follow. He's doing a great job with that Techers team, developing young riders, taking a different approach. A real refreshing change is the work that Alec Briggs is doing. And excuse that momentary picture freeze from the venue. It's back, don't panic.
We ride for Paul, one rider left, very nice. Team SM Parts, Marcel Sauwender.
Marcel Sauwender, Team SM Parts, we ride for Paul. They're riding in the memory of their friend Paul, who sadly recently passed away. Canyon Rad Pack, Maximilian Hofflich.
That is Hype Bicycles, Eric Brugnon.
The Frenchman, Dead is Hype, Eric Brugnon. In that orange and black jersey. He's been looking good so far this evening, as Eric Brugnon. And if you like what you see here, if you're enjoying your fixed gear racing here tonight, fixed gear crits really growing around the world. Check them out.
From the mighty UK, James Ambrose Parrish.
From the UK, James Ambrose Parrish. Now in his yellow skin suit from One Life Works. So two Brits in the final. Your Frenchman in Brugnon. Did well to get into this final, didn't he, German Hernando?
And here's the second rider that is with us since the beginning. From Berlin, 8-bar team, Stephon Schott.
Stephan Schott, there.
And by the way, happy birthday to your little one. He got father a second time 2 weeks ago. Congratulations, Stephan.
Eric Brugnon in there.
Let's do it.
2 years old is Eric. Former regional cyclocross champion, so good to see him in there.
Spectators, clear the track.
James Ambrose Parrish, 21 years old, from London.
Let's do it. GCN guys, Eurosport, thanks for watching. I'm very, very sorry that Fabian Cancellara didn't make it into the finals. What a surprise.
Yeah, a lot of love for Fabian Cancellara, who raced early on. Didn't make it through to the finals, unfortunately.
The fastest 8 of 160 riders.
Tobias Hochner, the 27-year-old from Nuremberg in Germany. Third last year, winner of the German Fixed Gear Crit Series in 2019.
5, 4, 3.
Easy, Tiger.
10, 9,
We're going to get another 10-second countdown as the riders are cooled back.
7, 6. Kick it!
Away we go, the final is underway here in the Rad Race, and it's Alec Briggs from Tekkers straight through to the front. Second last year, phenomenal battle with Augusto Riati, who's on the front.
Parrish and
Maximilian Hochlich from the Canyon Rad Pack in those blue, yellow and red colours. German Hernando is the rider who's sat at the back. James Ambrose Parrish in the yellow and black there. British rider Eric Brugnon in the orange and black just ahead of him. You see Brugnon just scrubbing a bit of speed off. So does German Hernando. Just slides that bike out. Alec Briggs, though, has got the front. So the Canyon Rad Pack rider in second. Tobias Hochner from the Schindler gang is there. Hochner finds his way through. He wants to get himself back up to Alec Briggs. Stephan shot is there. Look at the battle between James Ambrose Parrish and German Hernando behind for this first elimination. Ambrose Parrish has got to find a way back to this group. Hochner finds his way through. Shot is there. Marcel Salvender also well up there. Eric Brugnon in fourth, trying to find a way past Salvender here. Max Hoffliff, Canyon Rad Pack, and he does. He finds his way through again. This man finds gaps where gaps don't exist, does German Hernando.
Has got Alec Briggs back.
And Hochner finds his way back to Alec Briggs. We have got a race on our hands. If you're just joining us, welcome aboard the final of the Rad Race. Last man standing. James Ambrose Parrish trying anything he can to find a way back to German Hernando. And James Ambrose Parrish is your first elimination. He will finish 8th in the competition. Hernando off the back of that group of Salvender and Brugnon locked in a battle.
4, 5, 6, 7. James, you're out.
James Ambrose Parrish is the rider that's eliminated this time. He just crosses that line. James is eliminated. Back to the front. Oh, Hochner, does he find his way through? Yes, he does. Hochner gets the front. Alec Briggs now, he knows he's got a fight on his hands. Second and third last year. They're looking to be the last man standing here in 2020. There's a gap back to Schott with Hofflich right behind him. Brugnon, Salvender and Hernando. Toby Hochner is there. German Hernando has to let's loses a few meters here.
37, Ruben Hernando is out. 37, German Hernando, you're
So
out.
German Hernando is eliminated. The man in the pink jersey with the black sleeves. Briggs. These two riders very similar in stature, aren't they? Toby Hochner and Alec Briggs. Last year, and Briggs, it was the punchy rider, Augusto Riati from Italy. Real low centre of gravity that he has. These two riders now starting to open up an advantage over those chasers. Marcel Salvender is the rider here fighting with German Hernando not to be the next rider that's eliminated. Stephan Schott leads Eric Brugnon through from that chasing group, but these chasers have got some work to do to try and bring themselves back up to the head of the race. German Hernando has found, you can see he's found gaps where gaps don't exist. He's still on there. So German Hernando is living in denial here. It always happens in an elimination race. You never want to admit that you're out. It always happens, especially on the tracks where they have the little flashing box on the track in the Omnium in the elimination race. It flashes when you're eliminated. So Marcel Salvender is eliminated, as is German Hernando. German Hernando's already been eliminated, so Salvender is out.
Marcel, you're out of the race. Marcel, you're out of the race.
Ingo doing what most track announcers have done. I've done that many times over the years, shouting to riders that they've been eliminated. So I can't hear you over the crowd that was screaming my name.
You're out of the race.
Eric Brugnon has now found his way through to the front of that. So German Hernando and Marcel Salvender not wanting to, but now they're starting to interfere with the race now because Stephan Schott is still in this race. Marcel Salvender and German Hernando are both out. They've both been eliminated.
Marcel, you're out of the race. German Hernando.
I think Ingo will get on and drag him off himself in a minute because he's still in there.
That's race mode.
Must be the crowd, the hearing. Can't quite hear Ingo. He's pretty loud, isn't he, Ingo? It's impossible not to hear him. So the man in the sort of camouflage coloured kit has been eliminated. So Toby Hochnick and Alec Briggs are the front of the race. These are your two leaders. Considerable advantage over the rest of that group. But at Marcel Salvender and German Hernando have both been eliminated, and it meant that Stephan Schott just was eliminated. Stephan Schott's now been eliminated. You can see they're now calling. They're almost dragging them off the bikes here, aren't they, at this point? They're still there.
Stop, you're both out.
I think Ingo's definitely going to jump in the track soon. This is going to be a good battle. Who's going to be the last man standing? Briggs got the best start. Hochner got himself back up to him. Toby Hochner just locks off a little bit of speed there. These two riders, look at the speed that they're holding through here. Alec Briggs, the British rider, against Toby Hochner, the German. Briggs just sitting back, watching him. So it really is just about these two at the head of the race. He's going to be the last man standing. They've built that advantage. Marcel's now pulled off the track. There you've got Eric Brugnon is the rider that you can see there. Alec Briggs wanting more from the crowd. So you've got Max Hofflick and Eric Brugnon. They're locked in the battle for third and fourth. Max Hofflick is eliminated. That leaves Eric Brugnon of Dead is High. So that's the fourth elimination there. The fourth place rider, Eric Brugnon, is going to be third on the podium. He will be eliminated, and then it will be down to the battle between these two riders. Who is going to be the last man standing here in Berlin this evening? Great technique through this track. I'm sure Alec Briggs is going to try something soon, but he's really got a fierce competitor in this one with Toby Hochner. Both of these riders are going to move up on the podium, but will it be the title for Hochner or will it be for Briggs?
Final lap for Eric Brugnon.
Eric Brugnon is gapped, but he will take a third place. That's a good ride for the Frenchman to make it onto the podium. Eric Brugnon. So I think we're getting some good lap times out on here. So 40.614 is Toby Hochner's fastest lap. So 2 to go. Can Briggs find a way through here? Hochner is the front of the race. 2 laps to go. Briggs has got to try something soon. When will he make his move? You would expect the Tekker's man. The pace goes up here. Last man standing, Toby Hochner, Alec Briggs. Briggs lines it up to try and find a way through, but Hochner holds it. Briggs, you can see, just trying to find a way through. Brunio is your third placed rider, the deadest height man. Third place for him. Hochner, Briggs, who is it going to be? When are they going to make their move? Hochner's just got to hold that front position. He can't afford to open any gaps to let the Tekker's man through. Hochner and Briggs locked in the battle, left and right here on this one. Final lap. Hochner's got the front. Briggs has got to throw everything at this final lap. The acceleration evident now. Hochner, Briggs goes up the inside. Does he find his way through? He does. Alec Briggs gets the front. That's Hochner have an answer. Briggs has still got it. Hochner's got to find his way back through. Briggs got the best start. Great move now by the British rider from Team Tekker's. Hochner, he had the front. He just opened the door just a fraction. Briggs didn't need a second invitation. He's got the front. Hochner, you can see kicking back. He's got to try and find a way through. Briggs kicks it on here. This is going to be a popular victor. Alec Briggs is the last man standing. Toby Hochner, third place last year. It's going to be second this year. Your winner, the Rad Race, the last man standing is Alec Briggs. What a move, what a race. Toby Hochner had the front. Alec Briggs, you were just waiting, poised and ready for him to make his move. There's your podium. Eric Brunion from Dead is Hype from France takes third. Toby Hochner from the Schindler gang from Germany takes second. But the winner from Team Tekker's, Alec Briggs from Great Britain. What a move. The technique there with a great battle between those two riders. I hope you enjoyed that. Fixed gear crit racing at its best on this tight circuit here in Berlin. 430 meters. What a race. What a final that we had. That is a popular win. This man here, Alec Briggs. Just a fraction, wasn't it? Just opened that door. Alec Briggs shoved it wide, punched his way through to the front. Toby Hochner closed that gap down after that early move from Briggs. Just couldn't find a way back in the end. Thanks for all your company here this evening. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage of the Rad Race. Stay with us for the podium if you can. Then you can enjoy yourself a cheeky beer as well if you haven't had one already. The beer is definitely flowing in the Berlin venue here.
All right, award ceremony. You could get.
There's Fabian Cancellara congratulating Alec Briggs on that victory. And Fabian, I think, saw just how tough this racing was here. The technique needed to ride at that speed around here. If you've enjoyed our coverage, again, give us a big thumbs up. Remember, that all helps. If you have enjoyed tuning in here to the Rad Race Live, give us a big thumbs up on YouTube. That really does help. Subscribe to the channel. We're trying to bring you all sorts of different racing here on GCN Racing. We've had the Elite Women's Umloop Het Newsblad. Today we had that line from line. So hope you've enjoyed all our coverage here today on the channel. We just like to bring you something. We brought you all of the cyclocross all winter fixed gear crit racing on a go-kart track. Doesn't get a lot better than that, does it? There's Eric Brunion, the Frenchman. Good ride by Eric. Gets up there in the podium in third place. Sitz just said in my ears, and Paul Sachs just said it over on the chat forum as well. His German Hernando's still going round. He is. They're still calling him, and they're calling him and Eric Salvander off the track. Racecraft asking, is there a Rad Race equivalent in the UK? No, but we need one, don't we? We need an equivalent. We need to find ourselves a good indoor go-kart track where we can have this one in the UK. Let's get out there. Let's organise one. That would be great. If you know one, if you know a go-kart track where you think a venue where you think we could do this, let's do it. Let's get one in the UK. Let's go on. I could see a World Series. Can you see a World Series of this one? Oh, I can see a World Series of this. 2 years now I've done the Rad Race. We absolutely love it. Alec as well. He's a great guy. He's always whenever we need info, he's always sending us a lot for the GCN Racing News Show as well. Always very generous with his time. Is Alec Briggs. As I said, he's doing a great job, especially with a lot of the young riders that he's bringing into that Techers team. He's got a real different approach. He's a Brompton World Champion as well. Is Alec Briggs. And there you have it. New fastest lap time. Alec Briggs, 40.448 seconds. German Hernando's there. He's having a beer. Let's take you through that. So Alec Briggs got the best start. There was German Hernando and James Ambrose Parrish. Then there was the move for Toby Hockner. Got his way through to the front. You've got to say sensible riding there from Alec Briggs. Bruno, great riders. German Hernando sliding the bike out there in that one. Just refused to come off the track, didn't he, German Hernando and Marcel Salvender. Bruno gets through, comes past the Canyon Rad Pack rider, the final lap. Tobias Hockner, he had the front, but Briggs gets through. What a move, and you can see the crowd roaring him across the line. A great battle between two great fighters, Toby Hockner and Alec Briggs. That's racing, isn't it?
Let's celebrate the winners, let's celebrate life, celebrate us, celebrate you. Thank you for being here, thank you so much.
And this for me, I grew up racing the track, so I said if I was 20 years younger, I'd be straight in there. Maybe I should just have a go anyway. But yeah, I grew up racing the track, which was always my thing. It was the first thing I did as a youngster. And I love fixed gear racing, and I spent many years taking it when I was out and about around the world on my track bike on the road, no brakes. So it's these races are great. If you get a chance, if you watch out for the various fixed gear crits around the world, just go along, have a look, have a watch. It's a great scene. So we've had the Thunder crits in Great Britain. That we've had those recently as well. So yours truly over on the forum saying you've got such events in Montreal. So good to know. From Canyon Rad Pack, Tamika Hingst, the third rider here in the last woman standing.
She won 2 years ago. Supernova gang, Anya Bocchini.
Anya Bocchini. As Ingo said there, the winner 2 years ago from Supernova Factory Team. But they really had no answer, did they, for the rider that was the winner here this evening. Margot Vigi defends her Rad Race title in great fashion with a victory here. Top draw performance from Margot Vigi.
Berlin, give it up. Tamika Hingst, Anya Bocchini, Margot Vigi.
There's your podium. Margot Vigi, Anya Bocchini and Tamika Hingst, that is your podium.
Thank you so much.
Margot Vigi defends her title.
France, we were almost impossible to stop those other two guys. It wasn't possible to get out of the race. Unreal. But this guy made 2-3. He earned this first time.
Moving on to the men's podium.
Brugnon.
Eric Brugnon, 42 years old, from Chalon-sur-Saône, from Deadest Hype Bicycles. Very consistent ride. Rode well last year. Didn't make it through to the final. Does this year and takes a podium position. The Frenchman.
Okay, ich liebe diesen Typen. I just love this guy. I hope he's not that angry because he's... Last year he was third, right?
So Ingo just introducing our second place rider. Really gave us a real show, didn't he? Put on a great battle. Tobias Hochner from Team Schleudergang. They're going to carry him to the podium as a team. Celebrations, as you can see, are already in full swing. Did everything he could in that battle.
Happy birthday, Sibi! Die Gang, die Schleudergang ist einfach geil. Okay, und jetzt haben wir, now we got the second in last year. He had an epic battle
Moves up.
with Augusto Reati last year. He fucking earned it. Take us, Alec Briggs!
Alec Briggs, I just apologise for Ingo's language. Alec Briggs on to the podium. Takes the victory here in the Rad Race. He was the last man standing. From Team Tekkas.
Alec Briggs, Tobi Höchner, Eric Brugnon.
There's your podium. Alec Briggs, Toby Hochner, and Eric Brugnon. There you have it. Confirmation. Alec Briggs, Tobias Hochner, and Eric Brugnon. Tekkas Schleudergang and Deadest Hype Bicycles on the podium.
Last woman standing. We see us back in Berlin tomorrow or then in June for Fix 42. Thank you so much.
There you have it. A great night's racing in Berlin for the Rad Race. I hope you enjoyed our live coverage here on GCN Racing. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel. Give us a big thumbs up on our broadcast as well. That all helps. If you want to see more fixed gear racing here on GCN Racing, giving us those thumbs up all helps in that. We've had a great day's racing. I hope you've enjoyed that from me, Martin McDonald. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.